Or you know what? Let's try a different one. Let's do properties. Switch it over to the. Oh, I can't. They won't let me take the audio from the phones. Yeah. So I'm not able to really take the audio from the Google phone for some reason. So I guess I'll do the desktop because that'll be much easier. Hello, hello, hello. Wonderful. Okay, it might be a little, it's pop, pop, popping. Let me go ahead and put on some lip gloss and get going. I'm actually really hungry. I wonder if you can hear the music. Can you hear the music? Can you hear the music, I wonder? I'll have to check on the music. Can you hear it? Wonderful. Alright, just gonna put some finishing touches on here, which is my lip gloss. I need a mirror. I know, it's like who puts on lip gloss right when they start cooking, but it is I will do that. I'm actually gonna skip the sorry. I'm actually gonna skip the liner and go straight for the gloss. I just feel like I have to have some color. Alright. Spray my favorite perfume, but I will just skip that and go straight to the candle. And it smells like a pie. It smells so good. On this Hallows Eve. Alright, enough of that, right? Okay. So, let's just get right into it. I'm not going to waste any more time. I am going to be cooking a mystery meal because I don't know what I'm making it. I don't know what's inside of this box. So, we're about to find out. This week, we actually have a smaller box. So, it's not like super big. It's just like a small one compared to last week. So let me actually put the full view on there. No, I didn't really do anything. Okay, that's fine. There you go. My little heft. Let's figure out what we have in store. New Jersey. HelloFresh. This is from Newark, New Jersey. Which I would think it's further, but you know. Or it's like, you know, something just so unidentified that you wouldn't know where it's from. But that's definitely not the case. Alright. Gotta put my stream information away. Alright. My box is open. When it's open, this is what it looks like inside, just for anybody who doesn't know. It's like insulated, and it has these recipe cards and then the bags under there. Out and ooh, I didn't expect us to have 3 meals this week. Honestly, I thought it would just be a couple. So surprise, surprise, we have vegan Thai coconut ginger curry. We've got tilapia with zucchini puttanesca. And then we've got black bean and blue corn crunch burritos. All right, so which one will we have for lunch today? I don't know. It's either flipping a coin or we're just gonna choose. I am not cooking solely for myself, so I will actually take a moment to figure out what we're gonna have. So give me 1 second. All right, so it looks like the winner is this one. I feel like this is a good meal to play Hogwarts too. What do you think? Okay. All right, so this meal is new. It is actually one of their new ones, so it must be like a new. It looks like the test kitchen might be over, but maybe it is newer. It's tilapia with zucchini plus a baguette and basil butter. I love basil. I'm not a fan of olives. It does have olives, so no. But I think I'll try it actually. It actually doesn't take as much prep as you think. It actually does. They just don't show it on the picture. Wonderful. Okay. Well, let's just get straight into it. I'm not gonna just hold it by talking. Just put in some action. So, like I normally do, I just take a breath because I'm hungry and think. I have to get the tilapia out of the bottom of this and find the actual bag that it goes in. So we got, first try. Bam, look at that. And then usually under everything is the meat. So this is what the meat looks like. So now that class is in session, I would love to teach you how to cook. Because if you didn't know how to, now you do. That's me practicing my little attitude that I actually don't have right now. Alright, so I start by dumping everything out. I love that little close-up shot of all our ingredients. See that everything that we need is on here. And before I even get started at all, I should put this in the sink so I can put my trash in there. I like to do prep and set up everything because I am not interested in making this harder than it has to be. So it says umami master before you start. Why do we add miso sauce concentrate to Italian style dish? It adds extra boost of umami. Oh, okay. Wow. And I love umami, so let's get it. I'm all for it. It seems that I am going to need a small bowl, large pan, baking sheet, and paper towels. So small bowl, large pan, which is all in the same spot already, so that's nice. Baking sheet. Paper towels. So the paper towels are there. That's not something that I really have to worry about. Next is going to be the salt, pepper, olive oil, sugar, and butter. So, I bet I have to preheat this oven, so let me go ahead and do that. 425. So I thought I heard salt, pepper, butter, sugar, and olive oil. I'm so glad this temperature is clean. It just makes my life just feel so much better. And you know what? I can also do the leftover mocktail that we had from last time. We had like a mocktail recipe. Something told me to buy 2 glasses from the store, but I just forgot. I just kind of felt like I wanted to, but I forgot about it, so I didn't buy any cute glasses to put it in. So we'll just be trying it as it is in a regular cup. This one's more like a Bloody Mary. It's kind of like it says fresh gelato, but because it has tomato in it, and Worcestershire sauce, it reminds me of a Bloody Mary. Because a lot of people would drink like the vodka with tomato juice. All right, sugar. And I am super hungry, so don't mind me. This is probably gonna ruin my taste buds before I even start it, but I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna eat a little snack. All right. I had a medium bowl, but it's actually a small bowl. So I'll grab a small bowl and a knife, which is here already. Awesome. And so I don't have any other time to waste. I'm gonna get straight into it. After I eat my squeezy. All right. Okay. Now when I cook, it's normally like a peaceful time for me to kind of just like relax and unwind. So it's not typical for me to really be talking throughout the cooking series. So I will just be quiet today unless anything needs to be said. I'll just be doing a nice little ASMR style cooking. So, bring to room temperature. How do I do that? Okay. It says place 2 tablespoons of butter in a small bowl and bring to room temperature. Wash and dry produce. So we got 2 little onions, zucchini. Ooh. And let's time it from now to see if it actually takes me an hour. So let's see if it takes me to 2:54 to cook this entire meal. We got zucchini, we got cilantro, and garlic as our produce, so not too bad. I don't always wash and dry like it tells me to, but it is better because then if you don't, your food is going to be slippery. And I know this is weird to say, but like I have a zucchini and these like 2 little onions. Is this wrong? Yeah, I guess it just happened to be that way. And I'm not doing that again. Ooh, this is some really good, I think this is parsley? This is parsley. I knew it. I can tell just by the way it felt. So I'll go ahead and wrap that like this and dry. Wrap and dry. I will try my best to keep a smile on my face, but sometimes I kind of forget and then I have RBF. So sorry about that and don't mind me. Let me actually take a quick moment to give myself a deep, wait a minute, what am I giving myself? A deep breath. Just to remind myself to breathe. I want to know if these still work. I don't know. I don't think I have an audio channel for them. But let's see.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
All right, what else we got? I thought there was another one. It was what was it? It was not Today Dreamy, but there was another one. It was, oh, I think I had to turn it off because it's no longer showing. About to lose your job. For detaining me for nothing. Oh, I do have it. And it's cheap. Oh, it's not working. Aw. Because that's a good one. I think that's a good for all of us that it's not working. But I got to get that back up there. I probably got to put on It's Enough for Me. I got to put that one up. We'll do this one for fun because I missed the other one.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Today drained me.
She said that with all of her might. All right, let's stop playing around and get to it. All right, trim in half zucchini. I would love to update those. Just for fun. Like, I don't even know if anybody will see them, but it'll give me the satisfaction. All right, half moons. So let's do like a half cut here. And see, when I see stuff like this, like I don't get rid of the zucchini, but I kind of just try and cut it off like that. Just kind of like pit it out. And that's it. Keep going after you get it out. And I am a bit of a perfectionist, so that's not gonna cut it for me. I'm working on it, by the way. You know, it's funny how I can actually be a perfectionist, but I'm not actually perfect in everything. Like, being perfect actually feels stressful to me. Like, I don't want to live by those standards, but I still am like, when something is a certain way or it's not done thoroughly, I want to get things done like thoroughly. Like, if you need to clean something, I'm not going to just clean around it. I'm going to get some soap and water and scrub it and then sanitize it after that. Make sure it's dry correctly after I'm washing it. Like, it's crazy. And I think being a perfectionist actually makes me more anxious. It makes me like super anxious to be that way. But I do it anyway, which is weird. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the food focus so we can get kind of really into that food that we're making here. I don't know why I'm like this, like hunched over. I'm glad I'm on camera because then I can see it and just relax. But the thing is that I do this because I think the counters are short. Like, if they were up to me, I probably would be like relaxing my shoulders a little more. It's funny. Okay, now we're done with that. I'm actually gonna do the garlic first, just because it's more tedious. I do a little chop. This is actually a really good camera setup. Wow. Thank you to the camera gods over there. I'm not gonna say gods, but that's maybe too much. The camera wizards. I'm more so the cooking wizard. Oh, I do love me a good tech setup. Anyway. I'm starting to realize now that I grew up very nerdy. Like, as a coping mechanism. Like, going to school when I was younger, we always had to, like, it was never about just building a family or anything like that. Like, going to school was solely, like, to get my degree and to literally not get pregnant, I guess. I hate to say that way, but that's kind of how it is, like, how it was for me growing up. Like, some people are bred to get married, which makes sense because especially if you have like a lot of generational wealth already, it's like your goal is to keep the wealth in the family. So you kind of breed out the wealth and stuff like that. Not to say that people aren't successful. They definitely are successful in wealthy families. And they definitely work really hard. But it was never really a priority to like, okay, you're doing this so you can protect it and send it over to your children. It was more so of like, you're going to school because it's going to give you an opportunity to actually do something better than your current circumstances. So it's always my priority to be like, kind of like, I don't know. I would say like the best. Yes, to try and be like the best in school and get like really good grades. You know, so that I could get into like a good school and so I was knowledgeable about the world basically. Because you're going to have to navigate it eventually, and especially when you don't have a lot of guides, like people who are able to really sit around and guide you, you kind of have to like do that. And I think because of that, like I became super independent really early. And when I say independent, I don't mean like physically, I mean like emotionally. So I was literally, I wasn't like independent, like making a whole bunch of money and living with people, living on my own. But it was more so like the attitude was like, I can't rely on anyone else, even if people are close to me. So I think that kind of turned me into like a nerd a little bit. And I know like a lot of stuff, and it's basically, it isn't really meant to, but it's out of survival in a sense. Because like if instead of being able to like go to a certain doctor or to be able to like go to someone who knows what to do, it's kind of like you have to know what to do all the time. So I actually know a lot of things just from like reading and learning over the time. But now that I think about it, I'm like, there's people who literally go to places and are like, can you help me with everything because I need help? And I'll already have everything done by the time I go there. Like, that reminds me of yesterday. I went to drop off a UPS package and it told me all the instructions to do. Like I did them all. Like I packaged it. I got everything in there. And I saw this other lady that was parked next to me. And I was just looking, like I had my box, everything was on, like everything was ready to go. And she came in and she had like a piece of paper. It was like, she had a piece of paper like this and she had something in the back and she was looking for a box. She was like, I need, and then she had something over here and she was like, I need basically help. And mine was just like done. I just stuck the sticker on and was ready to go. And I was thinking to myself, like, I actually felt kind of good that I had already done it all. But then I thought to myself, like, there should be no, like, it's kind of like a catch, right? Because it's just the expectation on people like that is to already know what you're doing. Like, you literally do have to work like 2 or 3 times harder sometimes, and that causes you to not really ask for help or to be able to be like slow down. So I think that's just so interesting because I was just like kind of reflecting on that and listening to a talk. I don't even want to get into TikTok. It was like a TikTok conversation about like the TikTok. Oh, I don't even want to get into it because that conversation was crazy. Because now I feel like I'm just talking. But the conversation that I'm going to talk about it. The conversation I saw this morning, it's controversial. So I'm just going to say it. There was a picture of a woman that was pregnant and they were in a Dollar Tree and the guy was on his knee with a ring while she was obviously like 8-9 months pregnant. And people were just coming in on the TikTok live, oh my eyes. And they were basically just commenting on everything. And I'm not going to go into what they were talking about because I sort of feel like, I don't want to get into that. But what stood out to me was this one girl, and she was basically saying like how she has to work 2 or 3 times harder in order to get what she's getting than the average person. And I don't want to say why she said that. I don't want to get into those like things. But I just found that to be interesting because it is true. And I don't think it's necessarily always like, it's not always like a color thing, with people of color. It's also like a class thing. People forget that a lot of times because they just want to focus on like that immediate thing. But I think sometimes class can really go into like how you're impacted, right? Because if you're a family who's like, okay, I'm just gonna make sure that all of my, you know, kids, they're put in a position where they can lead on the legacy, rather than it's like, okay, we're starting from scratch. That can really, it's like, it really changes the way that, like, your intention on doing things. And it, not to say you're working harder, but like, you're basically working in the same environment, but with less resources. So it kind of forces you to kind of like work harder, for sure. So sometimes I used to look around at people, and I'm not even any more developed than others. Like, I don't have a whole bunch of things that I would say that, like, I mean, it depends on who you're talking to. But for me, I wouldn't feel like I really accomplished anything. But like, when I step back and really think about it, it's like, for where you started to where you are now, it was probably a lot. So yeah, I was like, yeah, that turned me into a know-it-all for sure. And I ended up teaching a lot of people how to do things because of it. But it's kind of exhausting because I just want to relax. I can't. I just know too many things. So like, while everybody's just chilling and being, you know, like in La La Land, it's like I'm like knowing way too many things. And I think that's, you know, just kind of like one of those environmental things. But I don't say that to say that you can't change, but I say it to say that, like, it's kind of one of my best things that I like about myself. I like knowing a bunch of stuff because it helps me like reaffirm my reality. But I feel like we're going too deep for a cooking channel, so I'm gonna stop doing that and get back to these. I'm actually almost done with these onions. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, all that's tied into all of that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. And they were going in on each other on that live. Like, I don't even want to say, because it just, some of it was just not right to me, like the way that they were talking. But it wasn't really necessarily to hurt one another. It was just people just sharing their true opinions. And sometimes when people share their true opinions, it's rude as heck. So if you're not in the mood to hear that without trying to constantly be objective to it and not just hear them out, then it's not for you. But I was able to like passively kind of sit for the most part and say like, okay, hear her out for where she had to say. So it did trigger me a little though, because I was like, okay, she's being really mean. But, you know, after thinking about it, I'm like, well, that's just her perspective. So there's nothing I can, at the end of the day, like, I can either feel bad about it or not. So, yeah. That was just interesting. Yeah. I'm not a nerd in the sense that, like, I've taken an IQ test and I know everything. I'm just more so in a sense of, like, I like knowing things and I would prefer to find out the answer by reading or finding it myself rather than trusting others. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. All right, moving on. We have done that. Okay, roughly chop the parsley, which is already here, so we'll keep it here. I love me some parsley. But you know, I would definitely like to get in the mode of trusting others more. But I feel like even then, even if you want to do that, I think you just have to also seek people who you can actually trust, because not everybody is trustworthy and deserves your trust. So just because you want it doesn't mean people deserve to have that. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, so now my eyes are burning. I need to put in like a dance. You know what? I'll weave myself a verse since nobody's going to be here. Let's put in a rap. Oh my God. Can you see the burn? Ugh. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to weave myself a verse about No. Let's not do it about HelloFresh. Let's do it about how beautiful the day is. Mm. 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 I'm looking at the audio from the HelloFresh cooking to try and like match up with it so I'm not off beat. Let's try it again. mm, 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 mm. It's too much going on. mm, 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 mm. Hope it goes with the song. Hope it goes with the song. Let's go. It's a beautiful day today. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful day today. Yes, it is. I'm gonna cook, then I'll play. I'm gonna cook and then I'll play. It's almost fall time. It's almost fall time. So we are gonna rhyme. We are gonna rhyme. We're gonna play some Hogwarts. We're gonna play some Hogwarts. Then we're gonna get some drinks. Then we're gonna get some drinks. Let it go now. This is more like a cheer than a rap. I think I'm more of a cheerleader. So let's stop that. Okay. But you know, I feel so much better that I've done that. It's funny, but like I got to like wiggle whatever else was in there out. So it feels nice. You know? All right. So let's keep going. Roughly chop the olives. Why doesn't it say drain? You know what? The olives kind of smell good. And I don't even like olives. So I'll assume a rough chop is to kind of just like oh, I forgot all about the oven, but I definitely should be going faster here. I'm playing around. Good thing these are pitted olives. Let's do another chop here. I feel more compelled to make one about HelloFresh, but I don't want to rap about HelloFresh. Maybe like a poem. HelloFresh is so good. It helps me every time I'm hungry. Alright. Pat tilapia dry with paper towels. Rub over with half a tablespoon of olive oil. Season with salt and pepper. Transfer to a baking sheet. Roast the top rack with tilapia for 10 to 12 minutes. Alright, let me wash my hands because I've been scratching. And you know, I really wish I could do like a timer. Like an on-screen timer of how long it's taking me. I can do like a on-screen timer. Yeah, I should have already set that up if I was gonna do it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is actually put on some gloves. I don't know where I put the gloves. I think I put them in the in there. Take them out. Yeah, I did take them out. Okay. So maybe it's down here somewhere. Another one bites the dust. I don't even really know what that means. And I feel like I shouldn't be saying something like that. Alright, so I have off the gloves. Dang, is there anything? Yeah, I actually have no idea where the gloves are, but look, I found some candy. Put in my... No. Down, Sparky. Hold on. I found some, I'm gonna put these little candies in the bowl. Oh, these are only the red and pink. So I'll go put this in here. Ooh. And I'm actually going to turn the music down because I remember it being super loud before. So we're just going to turn it down. Just to be on the safe side. Ooh. You know, it's getting a little hot in here, so I'm going to turn on the fan. So I can... So I can avoid making the tilapia. All right. Ooh, it's a faster speed. Okay, that was actually really nice, and I'm glad that I did that. Moving on. Verbal fluency. All right, pat it. Let's see what we got in here. I'll actually just use, oh no, okay. Yeah, it does seem very liquidy. Yucky. I just don't really touch raw fish like that, so that's why I'm saying yucky. I think I'm done with this knife, so I'll go ahead and use it to crack open. Actually, I'm not done, so I'm not gonna touch this just yet. Did I touch it or? Wait. I do need to have, you know what, I'll just use a different knife. I don't got time for this. I'll just go ahead and do this now. That's actually really good. Alright. Yeah, that was very liquidy. Do as mentioned and use the paper towels to pat it dry. We'll use 2 and I'll show that over here. Where is it? Here? Yes. And just kind of pat it. On both sides. All right, then it says to rub all over with salt, pepper, and olive oil. And then put it in for 10 to 12 minutes. But you know me, I like to put it in the medium time, so I'll put it in for 11 minutes. And it's definitely better if I have gloves on because I'm really able to like touch the meat and like get into it. Or touch the fish. It doesn't really smell super fishy, which is interesting and good in a sense. I'm gonna wash my hands again just to be on the safe side. I'm not trying to spread any germs. And to spread it on, I'm just gonna use a spoon to really soak it in there. The dust. So honestly, I would rather just toss the olive oil on first. And I'm not really showing what I'm doing, but I'm putting the olive oil on. I could honestly show what I'm doing. So let me move this over. Fish. And I'm using a spoon. I'm gonna use a plastic spoon. Why not add a little more plastic to the game here? And then I literally just rub it in like this. I take the olive oil. This is how I pour it. I pour it like this into the cap, and I use it from there. That helps me gauge how much I'm using. Yeah. And I kind of just make sure it's rubbed all the way in. It did tell me to use a half of a tablespoon. I'm probably using way more than that. I kind of just do what, like, at some point, I just kind of do what I know from cooking. So I'm just going to really grease it in there. And then I give it a nice layer of salt. I don't know if you can see that. That's probably too much salt. I'll probably go easy on the other side. I just like really seasoned food, so I always give like an even layer of seasoning. That's just my go-to. Even layer of seasoning. All right, let's flip this over. Oh. And then use the rest of the olive oil to really attach it. This time I will go a little easier on the salt and pepper. Well, the salt at least. Just in case, because I don't know, this salt is crazy. Like it's really good, but also it's like really salty. So you gotta be careful. So do like a that's it. I'm actually going to turn this over once more because the really seasoned side was on this side, and I really wanted to bake into that and also get the extra seasoning that may have been too much onto the other side. That's it. And also throw this in the trash. You don't need that anymore. All right, so we're gonna put it on 11 minutes. Oh no, hold on. 11 minutes, and I'm gonna bring this back over. All right, so now is actually the time for cooking. So I'm going to bring my camera over to the stove so we can get cooking there. So give me 1 second to adjust it, and I'll be right back with that. I'll be here, but I'm just gonna switch it over to the face focus so then I can adjust this camera. All right, so I need the other plug-in. Where's the other? I have like a little ramen noodle adapter. I don't know what I did with it. It was like a ramen noodles. I had it here, and then we moved it because it was not necessary. Oh, look, isn't this cute? It's a boot. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and the foot came off, but you know, it is what it is. We'll put him over here. Okay. You know, I'll also take the adapter. Oh, I need that one. Wait, so does it work now? Was that like a late redeem? Oh my God. Not me dancing to it. I'm not gonna lie, that scared the crap out of me. That was a very late redeem. But you know, I was here for the vibes. And the girlies love the vibes. It was like a ramen noodle adapter. You had it in your hand. You asked me if I needed it. And I said no. Ay, 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 ay. Where is it? I'm about to lose your job. It's not good enough. I had it and it was like, remember? It was like, with it. No. And I also need to take this light out. It's giving disorganized. Yeah, this one's a really good power strip here. I have to look for it. Let's see. No. Okay. We're gonna bring our delightful little camera over. And unfortunately I also do have to bring my computer. So let's see if I can do both. Okay. You're about to lose your job. Get this dance. Oh, this is perfection. Wonderful. Oh, God. Let's be on the safe side and unplug this. Alright. I really cannot find it. And I need it. Oh my God. Thank you so much to my lovely assistant for helping me find it. Alright, and I'm actually going to move this camera so you can see me from behind. And don't be weird about that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and unplug this for safety concerns. Let's take that out of the socket. And plug this in, which should give us that lovely light that we love so much. Oh. Help us illuminate. Wait, it's not lighting in the lovely way that I love so much. It was lit up. Oh, it's having trouble with like the, what the? Oh, it's probably the power source isn't strong enough. No, it just wasn't strong enough. Huh? Okay. Let's see what we're seeing from this perspective. Let's go back to the food focused. Oh, looks good. The only thing is that the audio might not carry over because I'm at my desktop, but we'll give it a try. All right. And then I'll bring this one over so you can see me from a distance, at least. How's that? Yeah, works. So it might be a little too much light because it's you have a lot of light, so let me bring it down a little bit. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's the ring light. I was like, what is that taking up all the light? So let's turn this down a little. It actually looks good though. I don't want to change it. So maybe I can stand here while I'm cooking and then keep this light. All right, now let's move on. Oh, my little bag. All right, beautiful. Okay, all right, so now, or should I do it like this? Food focused or cooking focused? Like this. What should I do? Cooking or food focused for this one? I think they both work. I'll start here and then move around with it just for fun. As soon as I really get into the cooking. We do wash these in the dishwasher like we're not supposed to, so because of that, it had that thing I had to rinse out in it. Alright, so here are our instructions once again. And right now we're on this step. So we will be heating a half a tablespoon of olive oil and adding zucchini, onion, and cooking it. So, you know how I like to do. Same way as I said before. And go ahead and put that in the pan. And let me get my friend over here a nice little space so he can be seen as well. Let's not leave him out of the chat. Oh, he's hiding behind the shelf. What's wrong? I need that to charge my laptop, which is already charged. Oh, right. Okay. So, next, give that a little cook. And then we're going to do the zucchini and onion. So we grab this, which is basically my smorgasbord full of fruits and vegetables. Vegetables. They want to get that nice little thing for that. Because I just like how it looks. I'm proud of what I've done. Alright. Oh wow, the fish is done because that took too long. Alright, let's turn that down and grab a wooden spoon and get to cooking. So now I can go ahead and switch this over to the cooking focus, the food focused, so we can see what's really going on here. I have not forgot about the fish that's in the oven. Our stove actually gets insanely hot, so because of that, I don't let it start sizzling right away because it's gonna heat up, and when it does, it's gonna heat up. It's gonna be hot. I'm sorry, super hot. It's already starting now, so that's a good sign. Really, really good sign. Let's see. I'm gonna have to put a little more olive oil in there, but until then, it says add the garlic and pinch of salt after we're done cooking it for 5 to 7 minutes. So I do like to put on a timer. I like to put it in the middle, so I'll put 6 minutes. And it does say if your pan seems dry, add another splash of olive oil. So I didn't know they would say that, but it's, you just be cooking, you kind of know. All right, I'm going to actually go ahead, once I take out the tilapia, I am going to, it's supposed to be flakes easily with a fork. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to take that out and then prep some of these things. So this is really just the kind of like the additions to the pan, or like the extra stuff that comes with the kit. So it's basically going to be like the tomatoes, see if I can get that in there. Tomatoes. This is like a, it looks like pesto, but I think it's basil. This is miso. Wait, and this is Italian seasoning. So these are the toppings that I'll be using, or the stuff I'll be using inside to kind of make it taste good. And the bread that they provided us with. I do like how you can customize it. So if you have like a bigger baguette, you can always just like use that instead. If you like more bread with your meals. Alright, so what I'll do to prep is cut open these. So move this here. And I do put my pans on the counter just because the countertops don't necessarily like, have a bad reaction to the pan. Just put that there. Just for a moment, just so I can get some of the stuff out of the way, and then I'll move it over. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start opening these. I think the fish is done. I prefer my fish like super done. So I would have let it stay in there for a little while, honestly. That's just the way I like to eat food in general. Unfortunately, I'm not refined enough to eat like a caveman. Alright, so I'm going to need the olives, crushed tomato, miso sauce. This is easy to open. Miso sauce. Half the parsley. Half the basil paste. Yeah, it is basil paste. Half the parsley, half the basil paste, half whatever else, half the parsley, half the Italian seasoning, Lord. And I feel like you can always put more if you really want. A 4th cup of water and a half teaspoon of sugar. Okay. So we kind of just want to loosen these up mostly. I think they'll probably stew a little more in the tomato sauce base that they're asking us to make. So go ahead and pour in a 4th of water. Careful not to burn either. I have 1 minute and 38 seconds left on these. It doesn't really seem like the zucchini is cooking evenly because some of it got flipped over from me tossing it around. But the sides that did cook do look really brown and toasty and tasty, which I really like. Alright. It says lightly brown. That makes sense. They just kind of want you to lightly brown it. See, I don't even know what they're going to say sometimes, and I just kind of already say it. Add garlic and a pinch of salt. Okay. So we'll wait. We'll give this another minute, literally. And I like to get ahead of things. So the next one is going to tell me to prep the butter and then have the baguette. So I'm just going to go ahead and have it now. should almost be done. Yep, 4 seconds left. So then we're gonna add in the garlic and this is a pinch of salt. Cook for 1 or 2 minutes. So since we've already done about 1.5 minutes, I'm just gonna do 1 more minute on the timer. I do that just so I don't forget. Like I could just wing it, but my brain is in a couple different places, so that helps me kind of stay on track there. Looking good. I know the oven should be off, but I'm actually going to turn it off. And something in me is telling me to put this back in for a little while. So I'm just going to do that and toss it back in while the oven is still off, just to give it like a little extra warmth. A pinch of salt, but I'm gonna go ahead and pinch a little more, you know. All right, so then we're gonna move into the fun part. Let's add in these olives. This is my first time really eating an olive dish like this. I may have some Italian fever in there, but I don't know about this. Crushed tomato. Miso concentrate. Which is this? It's like a concentrate. What else? Half the parsley. So we'll grab half of it. Love me some parsley. I should have kept the stems. I didn't realize it would be in here. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and add the water now, just to calm it down a little bit. Half the basil paste and half the Italian seasoning. So this is about half. Uh-oh, I think I put a little more than half on accident. And half the basil paste. So it's hard to know. I should have shaken it up a little bit because it looks like the seasoning is at the bottom and the oil is at the top. So I try and measure it based off of like just holding it, which is hard to do, but you know, you get the hang of it. A little more in there. A little more, actually. Alright. This smells really good. Alright. My brain just stopped. Oh, sugar. Okay. So we're gonna add, it says a half teaspoon, which means not a lot. So not a lot to me means this. Like just to basically take the flavor out of oh my god, the sugar just like there's like a hole in the bag. It kind of just spilled out. Alright, anyway, there's nothing I can do about that right now. And the next step after this is to give it 4 or 5 minutes. So 4 or 5 minutes, stirring occasion, simmer it, and the next step that I'm gonna have to do after that is actually make the butter. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that now. This has been pretty much, for the most part, softened to room temperature as much as I could get it. And then and I'm actually gonna microwave it a little bit just to give it extra time. So it wants me to add the parsley, butter, basil, and Italian seasoning, like basically the rest of all the other stuff. Oh, it does not say Italian seasoning. I should use a little more in there then. Okay. Softened butter, remaining parsley, remaining basil paste. I'm actually gonna put some more in there. I just like to be on the safe side. I want the flavor to really shine through. It's probably a lot of basil paste I just put in there, but yeah, it's fine. And then that's it. A pinch of salt and pepper. So, I can feel the freaking, what's it called? The dang salt, the sugar crystals on the floor under my feet. Alright, so what am I going to do? I'm going to I gotta stir it to combine it. I don't think I even stirred this to combine it yet. Let's not let the ADHD take a hold of us entirely. Go ahead and stir this in. It's looking pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Look. I thought the butter was gonna be like, I kind of felt that the butter was gonna be harder to mix in, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. It looks kind of good. So it's saying let me keep the oven on because I think I'm supposed to use it to toast the bread. And spread the sides with basil butter. Oh wait, I have to toast it first. Half it and toast until golden brown. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those in the oven and take the fish out. There we go. And just as expected, it doesn't look overcooked or anything. It's just a little more cooked than it was before. I'm actually gonna toss the bread on top, just put it on. It doesn't say how long to toast it for, it just says until golden. So I'm just going to be on the careful side and do 3-minute intervals just to be safe. I think 3 minutes should be enough. We still have 30 seconds left with this. And they call this a puttanesca. So we've already been almost like about 4 minutes and we're pretty much done. So I'm gonna go ahead and salt and pepper. And it says to remove from the heat. I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well. I am gonna taste it though, because I really don't wanna not like the flavor of it. I'll use a knife. See how it's going here. It's good. Needs a little more sugar. To really help that what's it called, the tomato taste. It could use a little bit more sugar honestly, but I'm gonna leave it out and add a little more salt to bring out the flavor, and actually a little more pepper. Alright, so this is me removing it from the heat. What do I do after this? It says divide it between shallow bowls. I don't have any shallow bowls, so we'll be using regular bowls. And I can actually plate it here. So I'll do that. So I don't have to move the camera once again. The bowls are a little stacked a little high right now. All the way to the brim. Lord. Oh. Okay. Alright, so in the meantime, I'm just going to clean off the counter so I can start plating it. Remove this. I'm actually going to switch this over to... Yeah, no, it's this way. So salt and pepper, I usually keep nearby so that I can use it in case I really want it. And then I think we're pretty much done. I can butter the bread on here, so I'll do that. Imagine the bread was burnt by the time I came in here. Let's see. It's not really golden yet, but it is crispy, so that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and it says until golden brown. So it's not golden brown yet. We're gonna give it another 2 minutes and clean up in the meantime. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna move this over to to Face Focused. And that way you can see me cleaning for a little while until I get things together. That robot is gonna have to start cleaning up the stuff, so to get that going. And I'll clean the cutting board off. Oh my God, this thing is crazy. I think I might have to cut some of it so it doesn't spill into the sugar like it just did. Oh my God, it's such a mess. So the bread is going to be done. I'm not going to leave it any longer. I'm just going to take it out. Because I just personally, ow! I said ow. I personally don't really like it any crispier than this. I usually like it a little less crispy. Well, no, I like it crispy, but when it starts to get too, like, burnt kind of like, I don't really like the taste of it. So I like it. I love crunchy, but I don't like the burn taste. Alright, dang it, I should have kept that thing because now I have to, wait a minute. No, I don't. I already have one. Right now we're going to butter our bread. Let's switch it over. The butter is looking really good. baby. And good thing we're almost done cooking because I gotta go. And I did not make the time. It's just literally a minute over right now. So I hope this counts as 50 minutes, as 60 minutes. The recipe was 40 to 50 minutes. And I did take my time. And I mean, I was a little more focused, but I did take my time on it. And I still made it almost within that hour mark. So, you know, this is me not even really being 100% focused on it. So I'll say it's not too bad. An extra 10 minutes of me just like chilling out. The only lucky thing about it is that I don't have any usually if you know I have other obligations at the same time, it's going to take me a little longer, but I don't mind that. It's fine. Because this meal was really easy to make, like it was so easy to make just because I already had everything that I didn't really have to worry about the extra stuff. Like, oh my god, do I have this recipe? Do I have this ingredient? Do I have this and that? So it's kind of already done for me. Alright, so it does say to cut to half on a diagonal. So I'm guessing like this. And to make things even, I just give us both like a piece of each one. And cutting board there, and then I'll start plating. The reason why I'm not putting it closer to the camera is because I don't want to burn anyone or myself. So we'll just have to bring it here. This kind of makes me want to watch Twitches again, but I've already seen it, so I might put on Halloween Town after this. I was gonna play Hogwarts, but I have to go do. I got some duties, so I gotta go do those duties instead. But I probably will play Hogwarts again later, maybe around. Just later, maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock. I can probably try and get back on to play. It would be nice to like be able to just eat this, like play the game and just eat it. Alright, so it says to divide the zucchini puttanesca. I need to look up how to say that. Between the shallow bowls, top with tilapia and serve. So we're gonna do that. I gotta go get the kiddo. Sounds all sloppy. Uh-oh. I am making a bit of a mess too. I can't tell if these are even. Like, it's really hard to tell. I see why they said put them in shallow bowls. Just makes it look a little less. I mean, it looks like you have more of an idea of what's in the bowl. I think this one has more. No, this one has more. Let's see. Yeah, this one has a little more. Let's top that over here. They look just about even. Maybe a zucchini or two on the side. No, this one's zucchinis is hidden at the bottom. This one is. I feel like this one actually has more. I don't know why I'm like this, but I am. And sometimes I even get to a point where I count them and they're like even. Like once I do stuff like this, I'm like, how do I do that? It's weird. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is, since this is now, it's no longer hot, since the one tilapia is bigger and one is smaller, I'm actually going to halve them and give us each one of the halves instead of just one tilapia to the other. Because one is significantly smaller. So I'm just going to try and match them up. Kind of even them out, and I think I did the job. Like that really did the job there, so that's good. I'm gonna move the tilapia over to the bowl. and then add the pieces of bread. So, wait a minute. I think I accidentally left the smaller ones together. Just the biggest, and which is the smallest. So I would say big on big. Trying to perfectly align the crisps. This one might be, this whole bowl has everything much more in it. That's okay, I'll steal a bite. Alright, so put this there, and that's it. That's literally it. Wow. I didn't think I would finish so quickly. So let's transition over and show you what it looks like. I will be probably eating these with a spoon. Maybe a fork. No, I feel like a spoon. Maybe, I don't know. A fork or a spoon. I'll do a fork and a spoon. How about that? Because I don't know what to do. I was also supposed to make the mocktail, but I don't think I could make it today. So. This is a salad fork, but we're gonna eat with a salad fork today. And that's it. Alrighty. So that pretty much concludes my cooking series for today. I do have to still put away all the other HelloFresh meals that are in the box and clean up everything. But, you know, given that everything was pretty much given to me and the instructions were, not only was I able to cook the meal without worrying about it, I was able to like try something new that I didn't have before and make it like as I knew how to make it, and I learned how to make a new recipe. So that's very easy to make. I don't have all like the concentrates and stuff like that to be able to like replicate those flavors, but you can always just like substitute them for other flavors. That's why I mostly use like a chat GBT or the internet and Google and see what I can sell things for. If I really want to like make it. Or just order it again. Yeah. Alright. Just clean up a little bit. Just so I can sit in peace. Once I sit down. I do want to get something to drink, so I'm gonna grab that. I feel like I want the watermelon, so that's what we're gonna have. I love this watermelon. Like, I don't know why, but I just absolutely love it. Turn this off. And this goes in the trash. All of my trash. I'm actually gonna start the robot as well because it needs to clean the floor after all that sugar I just dropped. And last but not least, this little stain here. That I got from and that's it. I wish I could lie and say that like I have like a family full of recipes and I know exactly like, there's some things that I could say that I have like, you know, as far as cooking that I know, but I don't have like a grandmother's cookbook of stuff. I just don't. So this makes it even better. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, now you can see what you do have. Alrighty, we are done. And I don't know if you can see that. You cannot. cooling down. There we go. A little. I have to like twist the neck. Like, it's not really easy to see in the camera sense, but there you go. And that is it. So I'm actually gonna turn on a movie to watch. I was gonna game, but I don't want to have to actually do another thing right now. So I think I'm just gonna, after this, I'm just gonna watch like Halloween or something. Alrighty. And that is it. Voila. Alright, well I got to go. Because I got to eat. But again, I want to thank you so much, or whoever you is, which is me, for watching and tuning in. Oh, this is so cool. You just kind of like hold it like a selfie stick. All right. Should I do a taste test? Nah. I already know it's good. So anyway, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Even if you didn't watch it, and even if you watched the VOD later, it's fine. I'll see you tomorrow or next week for a new one. Okay, bye.